Hello, you are listening to Cali Chats, a healthy living podcast with a goal of helping you find true happiness within your mind, body, and soul. I'm Jessie Cali, and it is time to get real. Hello, welcome back to Cali Chats. I am so glad to have you here. I don't even think I can explain to you guys how thankful I am of everyone that has reached out and everyone who has given me feedback. You guys are amazing and I love you. So, thank you. Today's topic, we are going to talk about love, but more importantly, that you are worthy of love. I'm very excited to talk about this topic because this is something I've struggled with personally in my life quite a few times. Yeah, I've been single now for a while and valid reasons. I've been dealing with different things and there was stuff I had to get past personally and love myself in order to really accept a new person in my life. It doesn't matter if you are single, very single, taken, married, whatever your status is of a relationship, it doesn't matter. You are worthy of love. Your status does not define how you feel about that. I know people that are married that struggle to feel like they are worthy of love because somewhere along the way, someone made them feel like crap. Let me censor myself. Made them feel like crap. And now they think, I made one mistake and I'm not worthy of love. And that's just not the case. So today we're going to dig into this topic. We're going to tear it apart. We're going to leave happy. And I want all of you to leave. My goal is that all of you leave here smiling and understanding that you are worthy of love. So what happens to us to the point where we just don't believe that we are worthy of love? How does that happen? How do we get to that point in our life where we just think, I'm never going to find that person that just loves me? Or maybe you found that person and you're just like, they will never, ever truly love me. How do we get there? How does our mind get there? Maybe you believe that you've made a mistake in your life, an unforgivable mistake, and you just can't forgive yourself. And you've decided that this is it. You're just never truly going to ever be loved because of this. You don't deserve it. Maybe you had an addiction. Maybe you got divorced. Maybe you cheated on somebody. Listen, we've all made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Let's get that just straight real quick. Nobody's perfect. And just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you are not worthy of love. Or maybe you just can't seem to get relationships right. You keep trying, dating. Maybe you dated someone for a while and it didn't work out. Rejection sucks. Oh, I hate rejection. But again, just because you are struggling with relationships or can't seem to get them right, you just haven't met the right person. You are also worthy of love. Or maybe this last point I have 3 key points here that I'm going to talk about, which is why I feel most times people think they're not worthy of love. The first was a mistake. The second was can't seem to get relationships right. And the third is you don't love yourself. Ooh, that one just really hits me hard every time I say it because, guys, I've been there. I have been there. I've been through it. There was a long time when I didn't love myself. A long time. I had tons of people who loved me, but I could not let anyone else into my life because I truly did not love myself. And in the famous words of RuPaul herself, if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? That's right. You got to love yourself first in order to be able to be loved in return and love someone else. So, if you don't love yourself, no one's going to be able to love you enough because you don't love you. You don't believe them. You don't believe when they say I love you. You're like, you couldn't love me. So let's continue to walk through these. Let's break down these barriers. Let's break down these walls and find out how we're going to move forward. How are we going to get to the other side and realize that, yes, I am worthy of love. I'm going to share with you how I have gotten to where I am. It doesn't mean that I'm not still growing. That doesn't mean that I am the most wise on this topic. I am getting there. I am loving myself. I have gotten to a point where I do a lot of self-care, a lot of self-love, and I'm getting to the point where I do love my body, myself, and everything about me. But there are down days still. There are days that are tough, and you just need to keep pushing forward. So let's circle back to the first point, mistake. I think if we are all being honest here, we all can think of maybe at least one mistake we've made in our life that we maybe regret. And I don't like saying the word regret, so we're going to say that I wish it didn't happen. Or something that you just aren't proud of, right? I think we all have something we could think of in our lives that we're not proud of. Whether, like I said earlier, it could be addiction, it could be divorce, it could be maybe you cheated on someone, maybe you have just done something in your life that you think is terrible. Whatever it is, I'm here to tell you that it's okay. Because people, as humans, we make mistakes. There is not one person in this entire world who is perfect. I'm not perfect. I know I am not perfect. So when you make a mistake, what matters is what you do after. If you sit there and you just dwell on this and you hate yourself because of it, you are never going to get better, and you are not going to believe that you are worthy of love and better things. So you have to forgive yourself. Take a look at the mistake. Tear it apart if you need to. Make better choices. You define you. So you being unworthy of love or feeling that you are unworthy of love is because you have deemed yourself as unworthy. You're the one doing it. It's nobody else doing it but you. If it's this mistake holding you back, I urge you to take a look at it and work on yourself. As long as you are always moving upward, as long as you are always making better choices and trying to live a better life, those mistakes you've made in the past will not define you. They won't, because you are proving them wrong every single day when you make a better choice. Now, I'm not saying that's easy, because it's not. To make better choices is not easy. If you are someone who has struggled with addiction or know someone who has, you know that process of choosing to not be an addict and choosing to make better life decisions is not easy. It is very hard. Your brain gets trained on things when you really want them. Your brain gets very trained on stuff or doing the wrong thing when it wants to. Our brain is very smart, but it's also very scary sometimes. So don't let any mistake you've made in your life define who you are, because that is not who you are. You are a wonderful person. Whether you believe it or not, you do great things. You are worthy of love, and someone out there is going to come and scoop you up and love you. Maybe you're already married to that person. Maybe you don't feel that they love you, or maybe you don't feel that you deserve their love. Maybe they love you a lot and you just don't feel that you deserve it. Hogwash. You deserve that love, but you prove to that person that you are here to make better choices and that you are here to be the best person for them. You are here to love and be loved in return. All right. Second point. You can't seem to get relationships right. Oh my goodness. This one, it's annoying to me because I have been dating now for a while, and early on in the dating, I wasn't ready. I didn't truly love myself yet. I was still coping with a lot of different things in my life, and I wasn't ready for dating. I look back now and I realize that. I realized that I wasn't there yet. I'm there now. I'm there now. I'm ready to find my true soulmate man. Let me know. Let me know if you're out there, soulmate. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. I'm leaving this in there. You can't seem to get relationships right. Have you been in the dating pool, or have any of you been in the dating pool and you keep dating people and you're like, what is wrong with me? Like, I can't find that person. There's something wrong with everyone and I can't find the right person. And so you're just like, I guess I'm not worth it. I guess I'm not worth love because literally I can't find someone. No one is really completing me. and you're just getting this funk. You delete all the apps, and you're just getting this funk. Well, I'm here to say, push through that feeling, because you are worthy of love. But circling to the third point, if you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to find that soulmate. You're not going to be able to find that person because you're not ready. You're not ready. You don't love yourself. So those kind of go together. If you can't seem to get relationships right, take a look inward. Look in the mirror. Why can't you get them right? Is it because you're not ready? Is it because you have commitment issues? Have you been cheated on? Is it something from your past? All of those things I listed are going to affect how you view people, how you view relationships. And that is something that you need to work on with yourself before you can ever entertain someone else coming in there. Oh, Lord. If I had tried to date when I was going through those 2 years of depression after my assault, girl, that would not have gone well. Honestly, I may have gone on 1 or 2 dates during that time, and they didn't go well. You gotta love yourself first. How do we do that? How do we begin to love ourselves so that we can in turn invite people into our lives? And like I said earlier, doesn't matter if you're single, taken, or married, you can still feel unworthy of love and be in a relationship. That is still something you need to work on yourself. A big thing I recommend is always therapy. Getting to the root of the issue is not always easy to do alone. Getting to the root of the issue is not always easy. Just talking to friends and talking to family is great to do that. But I do think therapy with that unbiased opinion really does help you, because you are talking to someone who doesn't know you. They don't know your situation until you tell them, and they're just hearing what you tell them. And that way, when they give you like this feedback, you're like, oh well. Whereas your friends, I love our friends, I love our family. Your friends and family are biased toward you. They always will be. Your therapist will not. Your therapist will be an unbiased opinion. Once you get to that root of the issue of why you struggle to love yourself, for me, it was my body, and my body positivity has helped me cope with that and get over that. I also struggled with my depression, and that was something I needed to get control of before I could really entertain someone else in my life. Those are mine, and yours can be completely different. So get a look at that. Get a look and figure out what it is that's holding you back from relationships, what's holding you back from feeling like you are worthy of love, and ultimately just feeling better. Heck, when you start loving yourself, like you don't beat yourself up anymore. You don't do one thing wrong and think, oh God, I hate myself. I can't stand that I did that, right? You don't think that way anymore. You are much more compassionate towards yourself. I think we're always told to be compassionate towards others, but don't forget to give that compassion back to yourself. Self-compassion is huge. Huge. That is a huge thing. You always need to be able to do that for not only others, but for yourself. When you make mistakes, you need to be able to forgive yourself and understand that you're human. We are going to make mistakes, but whatever we do after is our defining moment. Your defining moment is what you choose to do after the mistakes and what you do going forward in your life. When you make better life decisions, when you make the right call, when you start to own up to the things you have done, accountability is big. When you are accountable for the things you've done in your life and you choose to stick with doing the right things, you will notice a huge change in your life, a big shift in your moods, a big shift in the people surrounding you. All of a sudden, people will start smiling around you. I swear, when I started making better life decisions, I just started noticing all these people smiling at me all the time. I don't know if that's just my face or what entertains that, but I would be in the grocery store, I'd just be walking all like, chipper on top of the world, and people smiling at me too. It's like, like I said in the last podcast, hey neighbor. But people see that. When you put positivity out in the world, you will get positivity back. Everyone talks about karma. It's very similar to karma. You put it out there, you're gonna get it back. So if you love, and if you love hard, you will get that back. Whatever is holding you back from believing you are worthy of love needs to be dealt with. And I hope you take that step today on how to figure out that issue. I do think it's important to note that not all things that make us feel unworthy are maybe things that we have chosen to do ourselves. I've talked a lot about mistakes and how we can't seem to get relationships right and things like that. But it's not always self-inflicted. There are other things, outlier things that can happen in our lives, whether it's mental health or maybe, like in my case, you have dealt with an assault, or maybe you've been cheated on. And those are things, they may not be our mistakes, but they were mistakes that someone else made toward you, and those can make you feel unworthy of love too. And the same way you have to work on mistakes and issues you've made, you also need to work on things that you feel because of what someone else did to you. So don't forget that even if it's not a self-inflicted mistake, and I don't even know if self-inflicted is the right way to say that, but if it was something that was done to you, it still needs to be worked on the same way as something you maybe did yourself. So I will leave you with this. You are beautiful. You are loved. But most importantly, you are worthy of that love. I love you. Your friends love you. And hey, maybe you do have that special someone and they love you too, because you are worthy of that and you are special and you have so much to offer. And that concludes another episode of Cali Chats. I am again so thankful for all of you. I appreciate you and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Why are there so many trucks? I can't. Oh my gosh, guys, I literally live on the most busy road in Nashville, right off of the interstate, and I am always hearing truck noises, and I'm trying to do this podcast. Well, anyway, I love y'all, and until next time, I am signing off. Bye-bye. Enjoyed this podcast, please like, rate, review, and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or pretty much anywhere you can listen to a podcast. For more from me and Cali Chats, visit www.calicreates.com, or you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram at Cali Creates LLC. Thanks, and talk to you guys later. Bye.